In today's episode, we're going to have a walk around of the Calibra. So yeah, it all went a little bit weird. Obviously, current situation that's going on in the world now. The master plan was to bring you up to speed a little bit more on Harry Honda, the wife's car. But obviously with being semi-locked down / fully locked down, where basically I'm just having to get you through this today, just try and keep content cracked out to keep you guys staying in the house, basically. You know, that's the whole idea, stop the spread, break the curve and all that. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to give you a walk around this. This one's mine. We're going to give you a walk around this and let you know what it's had done to it, what it is, where we're at. I've got a little slideshow in for you, the work that's been done this way under the bonnet in the engine area. But yeah, we'll go through that as we go through. So here we go. It's my 97 plate Calibra. Lovely car. I've ordered about probably getting on 15 years now. It started out life just as a standard 2-litre 16 valve Ecotec. As most of you know, it's not the most desirable model in the world, but you know, it's mine and I absolutely adore it. So modification wise, what have I done? Started out life, as I say, bog standard. I fitted a set of Milli Mignia 17-inch rims on it. Kept it 4-stud. I have got the 5-stud conversion to go on, but I'm not sure that I want to do it, to be fair, because I really like these wheels. Black and white of it. Full Ermshire body kit. Right round. Minus the arches. I'm sure somebody somewhere will pick up on the fact there's no arches on there. Arches which are like hen's teeth to get your hands on. Complete with, not turbo spoiler, but the bigger Ermy one. Let's have a look. We've got, I don't know if you can see, the light's still really poor. We've got a full stainless steel exhaust on. It's a Scorpion, I believe. Not 100% sure, I'll be honest. I bought it second hand. Most of the stuff on this car, to be fair, came second hand. Figure. Catback exhaust. Under the bonnet wise, let's have a look, see if we can get it up. Now under the bonnet, had a bit of work done to it. I've converted it from the 2-litre 16 valve Ecotec. Try and put some pictures up now if I can work out how to use the new program, to a 2.5 V6 running F25 box. There is normally an engine cover sits on there, but at the minute I'm busy doing a few little bits and bobs to it. We're running Courtney filter. Other than that, you've got a set of Rouse hoses and 10mm leads. Other than that, it's pretty standard under here. There's nothing really super exciting. Ooh, set of G-cams in there as well, just for added go. I have ported and floored the head, but I've just done that myself. So, you know, unfortunately, I've got no power gain records from before or after to actually be able to tell whether it's actually done any good or not. As I've said in the last couple of videos, it does need a set of strut tops. As you can see, that's definitely not right, and that's definitely not right. I've got a couple of strut tops, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to rob the strut tops off the 5-stud conversion kit that I've got. Moving around, even though I had 40mm all round, front and back. Set of mismatched springs. There's a whole story to that, which we're not really going to get into, but yeah, 40mm all round. I'm running a set of high spec 4-pot calipers, 300mm discs, just for that little bit extra stopping power. Also another reason why I'm more than happy staying on the 4-stud conversion, because they're genuine 4-stud bells. Let's have a look, keep moving around. Where else? Interior wise, more fingers. Interior wise is pretty much standard. Like, excuse the mess, I'll be honest, I still haven't actually cleaned out from the last car show that I was at. Pretty standard interior wise. I've added a centre console out of a Vectra. However, as you can see from the that I could do a retrimming on the top. Momo race steering wheel. Other than that, as I say, it's pretty standard. I do have the typical crack and dash problem going on, but I've got a I've got a very good friend who does carbon infills for the front, who did them. I believe he doesn't do them anymore now, before anybody else asks. But other than that, it's pretty standard. The glass is tinted, just for that little bit of tentified to keep the heat out of the inside of the car. It does make a difference. That, and generally, to be honest, I just like tinted glass. Yeah, so other than that, that's it. Pretty standard. Let's have a look. We'll get some light on. Light. So, in the back, one of the things that I do want to address is the boot lid. Every time I open it, just generally tries to kill us. Now, there's a couple of different fixes we can do for this. But I will go over that later on. I've got a homemade sub box in the corner there. I put a few pictures on in the slideshow of how that's made and how it came about. And if I can try not to kill myself too much, I've buried the amp. Yeah, I've buried the amp for it just inside there. So it's all a nice little stealth install. Other than that, as I say, the car is pretty much standard as it rolled out the factory. Got some plans for it. I do have a little bit of, let's see if I can get it up there. I do have a little bit of the horrible metal worm just creeping in around the back. I do happen to know that inside behind the bumper it gets more scabbier the further down you get, and I also know the back panel's a little bit sketchy, but we'll deal with that. When I did the engine conversion, I dealt with the rust down on the bulkhead. Anyone who owns one of these or a Cavalier will know exactly what we're talking about there. Get major holes in the corners where all the water runs down the chassis leg and just gathers in the corner and rots through. So I dealt with all that then, and I dealt with any holes on the floor, because the little rubber grommets in the floor, yeah, they tend to attract water. That and the fact I did kind of flood the car out a few years ago, going to a car show, ironically enough. So yeah, that's pretty much the car as it sits. I have got a few plans for it. As I say, we're going to deal with the rust on the back end first before we do anything. Strut tops there. A couple of the stupid little fiddly bits and bobs here and there that I'm looking to deal with. But the master plan, which I am going to run you guys all through with, I'm looking to shave the bay. Now, I don't know if you know the concept of shaving the bay. Effectively, it's just leaving the engine in, getting rid of anything else, anything you can hide or bury should be pretty straightforward. So I'm looking at the battery. I believe I can relocate that to the boot. Power steering pump bottle. I'm possibly going to move either down in here somewhere. Be a little bit awkward to get to. But let's face it, how often do you need to top your power steering fluid up? Or failing that, I might look at possibly, I believe the Vectras have it in there, but I don't think there's enough room in there to do that. Water bottle and washer bottle, I'm thinking probably just stay where they are because they're not doing any harm. The ABS pump, now the ABS pump, what I'm looking at doing with that is actually burying it down inside here behind the wing, or possibly down the front here, and then I could just run all the pipes through, and that would keep that stashed well out the way. The only other thing other than that is the little relay box, which, let's face it, there's a load of room just inside there, I believe, that I should be able to bury it in there, and that would shave this side. I would need to organise a way to cool me radiator and me fan down the back. Not me radiator and fan, sorry. Cool the alternator and starter motor down the back, but I'm sure that's by the by. Other than that, I mean, that should leave the bay quite clean and tidy, a good clean up. So I mean, that's the hope for this summer. Fingers crossed, provided we're all still here to tell the tale. So yeah, I mean, that's the car as it sits, and that's where we're planning to go with it. Other than that, probably upgrade my sound system, because I have got a load of stuff out of another vehicle that I've got, which I haven't even mentioned yet, which I can do that, but the problem is the car still sometimes gets used as a daily, so I don't want to kind of fill the boot up with ice. and levers, nowhere to put the shopping in when the wife's car's out of action. So yeah, that's the motor. That's where we're at. I would like to kind of get it on a rolling road as well at some point and just see what kind of horses this is actually putting out, because I would just be curious, just from your own curiosity more than anything else. So yeah, that being that, that's where we're at. So that's it. That's the car. Hope you enjoyed that, and the little slideshow that I've put together just of the engine work that's had done to it. Yeah. Remember to stay safe, people, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side.